What if DJI is about to blur the line between FPV thrill and full 360 capture? That's exactly what the latest Avata 360 leak is hinting at. And this isn't just another minor refresh. If the images and early retail details are accurate, DJI might be merging two worlds that have always stayed separate: immersive first-person flying and complete spherical capture. In this video, we're breaking down the leaked design, the rumored hybrid camera system, early pricing tiers, and why this could quietly become one of the most flexible drones DJI has ever built. Let's start with the design. The leaked visuals show a compact cinewhoop-style frame with fully enclosed propeller guards. That alone tells us something important. This drone is not built for long-range mountain dives. It is built for tight indoor navigation, architectural fly-throughs, and controlled cinematic work. The footprint looks intentionally small. Reinforced ducted propellers are integrated directly into the frame, which means safer operation around obstacles and smoother low-speed stability. You know what's funny? Sometimes smaller equals more confident. When a drone feels protected and predictable, you fly it closer to subjects, and that changes the shots you attempt. Materials appear consistent with DJI's recent FPV builds, lightweight but reinforced in key structural zones. This suggests durability for repeated creative sessions rather than occasional weekend flights. Now here's where things get interesting. The biggest leak revolves around a dual camera setup. Reports suggest a full 360 capture system paired with a forward-facing lens mounted on a tilting mechanism. Think about that for a second. One mode captures everything around you, total spherical coverage. The other behaves like a traditional FPV camera for real-time navigation. If true, that changes workflow completely. Instead of choosing your camera angle mid-flight, you focus on movement. You fly the line, you nail the motion, and you decide framing later in post. For creators, that is creative insurance. Miss the perfect tilt by a few degrees? It might not matter anymore. Markings on the Echo-leaked airframe hint at an upgraded digital transmission system, possibly a next-generation low-latency link optimized for obstacle-rich environments. In cinewhoop flying, range is less important than signal stability. When weaving through hallways or navigating tight interiors, a clean feed equals confidence. Some development images show wired test connections, suggesting DJI is still refining signal performance. That tells us something else. Launch might be closer than we think, but final firmware tuning is likely still happening. Leaked packaging reveals multiple batteries, a charging hub, and carrying solutions. That aligns with moderate flight times typical of ducted FPV builds. These drones prioritize processing and safety features over raw endurance. And honestly, that fits production workflows. Short, precise flights, review footage, reset, relaunch. Instead of chasing long-distance endurance, the Avata 360 seems designed for repeatable creative control. Early pricing rumors point to three configurations: a base model for experienced pilots who already own compatible gear, a mid-tier package including the RC2 controller for easier entry, and a Fly More bundle with 3 batteries, charging hub, and carry case for enthusiasts who want a complete setup. This tiered structure feels strategic: accessible entry, scalable upgrades. That could make the Avata 360 competitive against standalone 360 platforms while offering true FPV control. Launch timing reportedly starts in China around March 2026, followed by a global rollout. DJI has used this staggered strategy before. It allows firmware refinement before worldwide availability, and whispers of early review units circulating means hardware is nearly finalized. So, what do we know? Cinewhoop-style body, integrated ducted props, possible dual-camera hybrid system, upgraded transmission, tiered pricing. This feels less like a wild reinvention and more like a calculated convergence. DJI isn't replacing freestyle rigs, it isn't replacing traditional camera drones, it's building a bridge between them. And that bridge might appeal to filmmakers, content creators, and hobbyists who want maximum flexibility from a single flight. The real test will be balance. Can DJI maintain stable handling, decent battery efficiency, and high-quality 360 stitching without compromise? If they can, this could become one of the most versatile FPV tools in its category. So, let me ask you, would you prefer pure freestyle performance, or does the idea of capturing everything in 360 while flying FPV sound like the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Is the DJI Mavic 4 Pro still the undisputed king of creator drones? Or has it crossed that line where power turns into overkill? That is the real question hanging over this long-term review. On paper, the Mavic 4 Pro looks unstoppable. A triple-camera Hasselblad setup, a radically redesigned gimbal, longer flight times, and smarter obstacle avoidance than ever before. But specs alone do not tell the full story. Today, we are breaking down what actually matters after living with this drone in real creative workflows, and whether upgrading really makes sense for today's creators. The biggest and most immediately noticeable upgrade on the Mavic 4 Pro is the new gimbal system. This is not just a small tweak. The entire camera assembly feels more flexible, more expressive, and more ambitious. The ability to rotate the gimbal 90 degrees for true vertical video feels almost mandatory in 2026. But DJI goes further. Smooth horizon rolls, Dutch tilts, and upward angles reaching roughly 70 degrees give the Mavic 4 Pro a cinematic range that previous Mavics simply could not touch. It almost feels like a stabilized turret floating in the air, allowing shots that would have required complex maneuvers before. This is not a gimmick, it genuinely expands storytelling options, especially when tracking subjects above or below the drone. At the heart of the Mavic 4 Pro sits its 3-camera array, and the main camera is clearly the star. The 4/3 sensor now offers acclaimed 100-megapixel mode using quad Bayer technology, alongside a cleaner 25-megapixel option for low light. The new 28mm equivalent lens with an f2 aperture brings in significantly more light than before, making dusk and early evening shots far more usable. This camera delivers stunning detail in 6K and oversampled 4K footage, with 4K at 120 frames per second available when needed, though with a noticeable crop. The secondary 70mm camera remains competent but familiar, while the upgraded 168mm telephoto sensor offers better brightness and focus performance than its predecessor. Image quality still drops compared to the main sensor, but the creative reach is often worth the trade-off. Flying the Mavic 4 Pro feels more composed than any Mavic before it. Subject tracking has improved noticeably, especially at longer distances and more extreme angles. Vehicles can be locked onto from roughly 200 meters away, and the drone holds focus even when objects briefly block the view. The extended gimbal movement plays a big role here, allowing the camera to maintain framing instead of hitting mechanical limits. Obstacle avoidance has also taken a leap forward, thanks to 6 fisheye cameras and a front-facing LiDAR system. In low light and near darkness, the drone remains impressively aware of its surroundings, stopping or rerouting before collisions. This level of confidence fundamentally changes how bold pilots feel, for better or worse. The new BWX341 battery pushes flight times up to an impressive 51 minutes under ideal conditions. Combined with the parallel charging hub, downtime between flights is dramatically reduced. The hub's ability to balance battery levels and even act as a high-wattage power bank adds real-world value. The new RC2 Pro remote may be one of the most underrated upgrades. A brighter, articulating screen, 4-hour battery life, 10-bit video preview, and fold-away joysticks make it feel purpose-built for professionals. Wireless transmission now stretches up to 30 kilometers with 10-bit HDR, and file transfers can happen without removing the drone from the bag, which sounds small until you rely on it daily. Video quality from the Mavic 4 Pro is the best seen in the Mavic line and only trails DJI's much larger Inspire platform. D-Log captures excellent dynamic range, though slight overexposure is recommended to avoid noise. Standard profiles look punchy and ready to deliver, while HLG provides quick HDR playback options. The lack of ProRes or ProRes RAW may disappoint some, hinting that DJI could be saving that feature for a future cinema variant. Still, for most creators, the results are more than sufficient. The main camera's footage is sharp, flexible, and cinematic, while the telephoto lenses provide creative angles that justify their compromises. The DJI Mavic 4 Pro is not a revolutionary leap. It is a careful, confident refinement of an already excellent platform. Nearly everything is better than the Mavic 3 Pro, but rarely in dramatic ways. Battery life is longer, tracking is smarter, cameras gather more light, and the gimbal unlocks new creative movement. For working professionals and serious creators, it remains the most practical high-end drone available today. For casual users, it may feel excessive, but in a market where DJI still dominates, the Mavic 4 Pro sits alone, not because it's flashy, but because it quietly does everything right. So, is it still the king? Absolutely. The real question is whether you need the crown. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if this breakdown helped, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what